I watched so many videos on that patch. Just got a lot of feedback from the community. Just everybody went from feeling powerful to feeling not so powerful. And that patch was, I believe that was this big guy here, 1.1. That came out, yeah, on July 18th, 2 days before the season. Everybody's pumped about season one. And yeah, so that patch comes out and just seems to just absolutely nerf so many things. But there, it's been talked about and talked about. We don't have to get into that, but just kind of going into the, I guess what has happened since the launch of the game. With season one, I was pretty pumped. I played Diablo 3 a decent amount at launch, and then played it when Reaper of Souls came out, and they kind of had to reimagine the game a bit. But I didn't get into seasons much. I think maybe I started one season of Diablo 3, but didn't really play much after that. Anyways, so they had kind of an emergency campfire chat or whatever, July 21st, and kind of addressed all the feedback they were hearing. And I gotta say that stream could have very easily created a decent amount of feedback again, just a feedback loop, depending on how they addressed it. And they did, I mean, overall, I think they did really well. They came out, they didn't talk about, this is why we're doing this is why we did this is why we did this. It was more of, we hear you for the most part. There were some questions not answered. But I'm interested too if you guys would be interested in like reaction videos to those sorts of things, specifically with Diablo, because we're playing it quite a bit, and any game, really, any other game. But for the most part, it was hey, we realize we did this. We're not gonna do this again. If we release a patch, we're gonna tell you about it beforehand, get some feedback, and then push it out if we feel like it's still the thing to do. But yeah, so anyways, there was that, and then in between these two things, the season launched, and the season, and I think it's, yeah, let's look here. So the season itself, I'm curious how, to get you guys' feedback. Drop a comment below and let me know if you're playing a seasonal character. Let us know what you think about the season overall so far. I know we're just a few days in for the most part, but I can't decide yet. Again, seasons for me in Diablo are kind of new. I'm used to the you have to start your character over. I saw a lot of videos getting posted kind of explaining to the newcomers in Diablo, like, each season you got to start a new character, and that seemed to maybe throw some people off a bit that you had to do that. It is interesting, I will say, still, because going right into talking about the season so far, we have, let's jump over, we have the season, I guess content here is what you would say in the battle pass. And I did buy the $100 version of the game. I went from not sure I was going to get it right away to getting the $100 version, and I went ahead and activated my token or tier or premium battle pass. And I gotta say, this interface, I've gotten used to it a little bit, but it's a little clunky, just kind of going here and seeing this stuff. But anyways, getting back to the content, so the journey itself, I mean, this is easy to follow, it's interesting, but what I'm still kind of on the fence about, that I'm trying to figure out, and I'm just playing it more and kind of getting my thoughts together on it, and may have future videos, talking about it. But it seems like these things that we're doing for the season, for the most part, it's just like they're giving you a checkbox to play the game that's already there. I know, obviously there's the new tunnels and stuff like that, and the new content that's sprinkled in here, like this one here. But it's like this is just ended up being a checkbox of what we already did when the game launched. Maybe it'll change. I haven't looked like way up in here, but again, there's tides, there's world bosses. Like, this is stuff we were already doing. So my thing is, while I'm enjoying the game, um, and what it is, and I will say, even I played Barbarians, my main on the Eternal Realm. Started this rogue, and I'm doing this build here. And if you guys don't know about this website, I'm sure you do, but maxroll.gg, excellent website. If we go to builds, this content creator that I've been following, it's probably any of these or his. Let's see here. Usually it tells you who. Let's look. Let me put it on Rogue, and we'll go to my. Well, actually, I think I got it up over here. Yeah, right here. I'm not sure how to say this. Wudijo. I'm not sure. I'm totally probably goofing that up. But anyways, I've been watching his content. He's awesome. Very cool. But I did this rapid fire rogue in-game build. And I know it said in-game, but I was like, man, I watched some videos on this, and it's big on like single target damage. And I'm a decent ways into it, probably down in here at level 30. And I will say, like, I just unlocked the preparation at level 30, and I gotta say, like, it's really starting to pop off now. Like, I'm starting to just blast mobs in seconds, and I'm kind of getting my timing down. I am playing on PS5 as well. You can see the icons down there, but just in case you guys were wondering, I'm also curious what platform you guys are playing it on. I love that it's cross progression, so if I ever pick it up on PC or Xbox, I can kind of just jump around. But going off on a tangent, sorry. So what I was talking about was the seasonal content. So everything I just talked about there is kind of like the game, you know, like the row, when you're leveling, what build you're going to do, you know, what you land on. That's the game, right? So what exactly what value is the season adding? Obviously we get a new NPC, we get these you know, hearts that, and I actually I've been salvaging most of them because I don't really want to use them. You know, when you're leveling like this, you don't sock it a whole lot. At least I don't. I don't know if you guys do, but I did do the boss battle. I'm sure there's more further in, and there's new gear. You know, like everything on the seasonal battle pass is cosmetic, and I don't know. It's cool. I love that it's not pay to win or anything like that, or pay for power. But it's one of those things. It's like transmog is just interesting in and of itself, because I'm always on the fence with transmog, because everything I have right here except the weapons, because I got new weapons, are transmog already. So it's like, if you get something cool, and again, I'm going off on a tangent here, just talking about the season. But if you get something cool, it's like, man, you almost transmog sometimes is like, I kind of just want that piece of gear to be there for me, because, you know, it's like, if I get it, check it out, I don't want to transmog everything I have into what I'm not actually wearing. But at the same time, it's like, well, if you did get it, then it's the same difference. What's it really matter? So I'm kind of going in circles here, but that's kind of the thoughts I have every time I kind of think about transmog and stuff. But, you know, in the end, it's all kind of one and the same. But the season itself, you know, I think I had this Reddit post pulled up, and which one was it? It's right in here somewhere. How does everyone feel about the season? And you kind of go through here, and it's like, you know, this is my first time. This is Luminescent. This is my first time trying seasons in Diablo game, and I just feel like, what's the point? I don't understand having to make a new character to enjoy very little in terms of new content. Am I missing something, or is this season just suffering the same kind of problems D4 has been facing? You know, this person is super bland. I can't see it being super bland, but I'm enjoying it so far to level 25. I think the gameplay loop is currently just not really fun. I quit yesterday at level 45. So I think it's kind of a couple different things. When you go in the new season, it's like, okay, I want to experience the new seasonal content, especially if you've already grinded out a Eternal Realm character prior to the season. So you get in here and you're like, okay, what's the new content? And it's actually so far anyways, it's not a lot of new content. Like, here's the quest, and you do a couple steps in it, and then it says, complete chapter 1 and chapter 2 of the season journey, and then now I'm on this part, and I'm actually not quite leveled enough. So, maybe this opinion or this thought of it not seeming like much different than just playing the normal game will change as we progress. And some creators, I'm sure, are past this point, obviously. But and actually, this creator that I was talking about, I just watched a video and it stinks. I think he had a disconnect. He had a level 93 hardcore character on the season. And I guess he was in the lead. He was going for first to 100. And he got disconnected and lost his character, I believe. Just crazy. But anyways, it's like maybe it'll seem like there's more content as we progress through this, and some of you may be further. Let me know what your thoughts are. But it really boils down to, do you like the gameplay loop? The other thing I like about Diablo is like Destiny and games like that, live service games. This game should be around for quite some time. So investing into it as far as your video game play time, is seems like it'll work well because it's going to be around for a while, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So that's another reason it's fun to kind of get on the front end of a release like this and start playing it early on, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But anyways, that's kind of where we're at with Diablo. Been playing the show quite a bit too, and we plan to post some other videos. But curious what you guys think of Diablo. Where you're at with it, if you're going to keep playing it, if you're taking a break with season 1 already and just kind of waiting for them to iron out some stuff. They did already release a hot fix. I forget where. I had to actually kind of go find this because it was on the forums, I think. They released a hot fix and really like nerfed the difficulty of nightmare dungeons, and they didn't buff the player, they nerfed the difficulty of them. And they said like it's on here somewhere, it's probably one of these. Yeah, let's see. I don't think it's that one. I think it's this one. Yeah, look at this. So they basically said like a level 70, what did feel like a level 100 will now feel like a level 70. Like they HP reduced by 82%, damage reduction 79% on a tier 100. So, and another thing they said in that campfire chat is they said they want to figure out something else we can do in the end game. Obviously, you saw, I have a character. My max character right now is 59. I'm planning on this rogue maybe to get higher than that, somewhere between 70 and 100 during this season. We'll kind of see just with my playtime a couple times a week. If what kind of, I guess it's, I try to get on here and there. It's usually a few days a week. A couple hour sessions, but kind of see where I end up at the end of this first season. But yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying the game. Like I said, I was level 28 earlier today, and I spec'd into a couple things, and I kind of tweaked this build a little bit for myself too. I wanted like a closer range, just simple attack that I could do in between while some of this stuff is cooling down. But some of this stuff I popped off here in the last couple levels, and then unlocking this preparation. This build has really been fun. Let's jump over here and we'll kind of just jump in something real quick for a second. Let's see. I've been trying to do the Whispers of the Dead too, because I had read while you're leveling, you might as well. We only got 13 minutes left on that. While you're leveling, you might as well do the Grim Favors as well. Just to kind of get credit for that while you're doing dungeons and such. One thing I will say is another critique, at least just from my playtime, and this was a topic of discussion too. There's been so many things since this game has went live. Something else was the I'm gonna turn the game audio up here just a little bit, was the renown grind. They said when you start prior to the season launching, go ahead and do your waypoints, go ahead and do your destinations and your altars of Lilith, the 3 things that I have complete up there in this particular area. I did all those prior to the season starting. And then they're like, you're gonna have to grind the strongholds, the quests, and the dungeons again. That still seems like they're gonna need to figure that out. One thing I will say, just even in this current iteration, is having to go around and run all the way to these individual waypoints, because you only get the main ones automatically on your new character. So I had to run around, you know, we all had to run around and get these other ones. It's like, why am I doing that? You know, why am I running to these waypoints again? The other thing that's kind of weird, and I get it, like I don't mind, you know, to grind out some stuff. The game is fun at its core. But like to do the side quests again, I haven't done them all yet on my Eternal character, which I'm kind of calling my main character. But it's like to do all those side quests again, like I'm not doing any of them right now. And the thing is if you really want to get high end and get all these points, you know, get the 4 Paragon points at the end of all these areas, you're gonna need to do that. To really like fully max out your character and your build. So I don't know, it just seems kind of strange to have to grind all the side quests again every season. But for those of you that played seasons in Diablo 3 a lot, I mean, how was that in comparison? Did you have stuff like that you had to grind? Alright, let's just run down here. I want to just level 30 rogue, show you where this build is at. And then I gotta crash. Alright, let's see. So it's kind of a little combo thing. Like I did this skill instead of what it said because I just wanted a light attack that I could do in between while some of this stuff was cooling down. But it could be I'm getting to the point in the build where stuff really doesn't, it's kind of refreshing. It doesn't need to cool down as much. But like, you kind of stack them all up like this. Let's bring them all together. Drop a trap. Do that. And dude, everything, they get vulnerable and then they just explode. Like, it's insane. And actually that one wasn't as potent as I was seeing earlier. But it's super fun though. Like, I guess part of it could be I'm going from Barbarian to this, so I enjoy both, but it's completely opposite playstyle. But what happens is you do this shadow imbuement, and your next 2 imbuable skills deal shadow damage and infect enemies for 6 seconds. If they explode, infected enemies explode on death, dealing 284 damage to all surrounding enemies. So if you can finish them off. And these guys, I don't know why, but they have got some health right now. What is this? That's my level. I'm not really doing what I was doing earlier at the moment, but I'm not proccing something quite right, probably. But look at the single target damage. Like, it's just insane. Let's look here real quick. Do a little bit more here, and then we will call it a video. See, that is what normally happens. Just toast. Just proc all that, dude, and they are toast. Just absolutely melts. And that single target damage with that bow is just crazy. And the ultimate is a shadow that does, at this point, I think I've spec'd out like, I don't know, 60, 70, 80% of the damage that I'm doing. So anyways, yeah, that's it. I'm enjoying this. I'm curious what class you guys decided to go with for the season. Did you switch it up? Did you stay with what you did on the Eternal Realm leading up to the season? But anyways, yeah, we're enjoying it. Let us know below if you are, if you've been following the game, what other games you've been playing. As always, check out the link tree. It is in my, let's see here. On my Twitter profile, there is a link to our Discord, and there is a link to the link tree. The link tree's got everything related to end user and our community. The Discord is awesome. We got quite a few peeps chatting in there. Got just general community stuff. Talk about whatever you want, from music to sports to movies, whatever. Gaming and then collecting. Jump in there if you want. It's a lot of fun. Just a positive, fun environment with like-minded gamers, collectors, and all of the above. But anyways, yeah, really appreciate you checking out the video, checking out the channel, and we always appreciate the support. So until next time, take care.